Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining my little channel. I just got home, so we're going to check out the REN Bittersweet Symphony live. I know there's a few suggestions that came in. I will look into them, I promise. The Children of the Moon, The Wicked Waste, Four Elements, Crutch, the acoustic performances, of course, the stuff with Chris Rebbe that's about to come out, that will come out, and then also the stuff that came out. So we're going to look this REN Bittersweet Symphony. We'll listen to it and then we'll talk about it at the end. So let's check REN Bittersweet Symphony live. Melody.
I've got dirt on my Reeboks from staying up all night. I spent my last £10 on this pack of Marlboro Lights. I phoned up Stevie, I said, G, you alright? He said, it's 6 in the morning, brother, get some shut-eye. I feel a sense of well-being this time in the morning. Wear my heart out of my hoodie while the city is snoring. Drunks falling off the sidewalks get issued a warning. Distant sirens, they crescendo like a symphony calling. This is the Britain I know, this is the Britain I love. There's poetry inside the city if you listen enough. Working class casualties out on the street sleep rough, while a mother with her baby takes a pram to the pub. And while she's knocking them down, the cost of living goes up. I can't relate to politicians with their head in the mud. I resonate with messy Fridays with my boy smoking bud. We do our bit to numb the struggle, as below so above, as above so below. Here in this city we glow. I blow a smoke ring up to heaven and it makes a halo. And then the clock strikes 7, guess it's time to head home. My companion is the city, so I'm never alone. Stepping in and out of gaps of the pavement cracks. If I go to sleep now, that's an anticlimax. People rise to work and the sun mirrors that. A perfect juxtaposition for those out on the lash. Bear with me, it's beautiful, I think it's irrefutable. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, indisputable. Junkie in the cubicle, his old spoon is usable. His mother's in a black suit, crying at a funeral. 9 to 5 crucible, this route is not commutable. A kid falls off the tracks, then he serves a stretch at juvenile. Libby's at the Dolies, but her disposition's humorful. While Davy's at the bookies and his mates call him delusional Britain. Drink it down and moan about the weather when the sun starts shining. Feel the factor 10 tremor. Boys will be in it together till the fists start flying like the Conor McGregor and then he's out. I think he took it too far. I think the boy saw red. I think he hit him too hard. Now he's face down on the pavement with a face full of tar. Mad how small altercations can define who we are. That's my cue. I guess it's time to head home. Bittersweet, how my high found its way to below. And I've said it once before, as above so below. Living on the streets of Britain, you just go with the flow. But I'm done. I'm out for the night. As the sun paints the pavements, I'll turn out the light. White noise on the radio to quiet my mind. I always was an overthinker, just the way I'm designed. Britain, drink it down and moan about the weather. When it's all said and done, we'll be in it all together. Boys, we'll be like you forever. It's a bittersweet symphony with birds of a feather.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's life. Trying to make ends meet. You're a slave to money, then you die.
Gosh. Dang, that was good. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We gotta watch this again. That was wow. So I know I said no pausing, so I wanted to watch the first one, and then the second one we're gonna analyze it a little bit because honestly I should have done this with the first time I listened to original, but this just brought up something whole lot of new, and I think it's because of different tempo. I think it's because it's a different way of telling it. But yeah, let's check it out one more time. the cellos and it looks like violas and violins. Oh, it's such a nice little touch. And it's such a nice little thank you to the original. And this is great so far in the beginning.
I've got dirt on my Reeboks from staying up all night. I spent my last £10 on this pack of Marlboro Lights.
So Marlboro Lights and the Reeboks back home, especially in Europe, where I'm from Eastern Europe, were extremely popular, and everybody always wanted the Reeboks. So it's a nice little touch, and of course I love it. It's in soccer field, of course, staple of one of the staples of Britain.
I phoned up Stevie, I said, G, you alright? He said, it's 6 in the morning, brother, get some shut-eye.
Party all
I
night.
feel a sense of well-being this time in the morning. Wear my heart out of my hoodie while the city is snoring. Drunks falling off the sidewalks get issued a warning. Distant sirens, they crescendo like a symphony calling.
You live so long in that type of environment that, yes, it becomes a crescendo. It becomes sound of comfort.
This is the Britain I know. This is the Britain I love. There's poetry inside this city if you listen enough.
His voice gets more passionate the more he talks about his home.
Working class casualties out on the street sleep rough, while a mother with her baby takes a pram to the pub, and while she's knocking them down the cost of living goes up. I can't relate to politicians with their head in the mud. I resonate with messy Fridays with my boy smoking bud. We do our bit to numb the struggle, as below so above.
So that's interesting. He says that as below, so above. So whatever it's above there, the higher class, the rich, the famous, the more money ones, they think they're happy, but also so are the guys down who are not in that lifestyle, because they have each other. They have friends. They have those nights where they're real. They spend time together. They do debauchery, and which just connects them even more. So that's such a nice little touch, and especially somebody who grew up during the 90s in Eastern Europe. That's what it was. You are with your people. You talk. You communicate. You joke around. It's such a beautiful little touch.
As above, so below. Here in this city we glow. I blow a smoke ring up to heaven and it makes a halo. And then the clock strikes 7. Guess it's time to head home. My companion is the city, so I'm never alone. Stepping in and out of gaps of the pavement cracks. If I go to sleep now, that's an anticlimax.
Yeah, there's no sleep. Especially when you are probably partying, you keep going. But also, this is nice. Could be a nice little touch of, hey, I've had this high with my friends as far as just hanging out that I cannot shake it off. I need to keep walking, and I need to. And while doing that, you see everything that happens the next day, and you just take all that in.
People rise to work and the sun mirrors that. A perfect juxtaposition for those out on the lash. Bear with.
Perfect juxtaposition, yeah. So people are getting up, working, and then the other people are still going to, dealing at the nighttime, working at the nighttime, third shifts, late nights, trying to pay bills. So it's just so perfectly done.
It's beautiful, I think it's irrefutable. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, indisputable. Junkie in the cubicle, his old spoon is usable. His mother's in a black suit, crying at a funeral.
Junkie with the old spoon that's been reused, and then his mom, unfortunately, seeing the consequences of that, and then he's seeing also that. He's seeing people lost to drugs. He's seeing how that affects their parents. He's seeing how that affects their moms and dads, and so it's a beautiful, not the beautiful, but that's a beautiful way to paint a picture of reality and what he saw.
9 to 5 crucible, this route is not commutable. A kid falls off the tracks, then he serves a stretch at juvenile. Libby's at the Dolies, but her disposition's humorful. While Davy's at the bookies and his mates call him delusional.
So bookies, back home we used to have a thing called kladionica, which is basically you just go and then you bet, and people would come out losing everything. They become legends, and people would come out winning. That also became legends. So, you know, mates call them delusional, but maybe he'll win, maybe he won't. But that was a huge thing. It still, I believe, is actually now that I'm thinking about it, I still think that's a huge part of that side. But yeah, it's everywhere.
Drink it down and moan about the weather when the sun starts shining. Feel the factor 10 tremor. Boys will be in it together till the fists start flying like the Conor McGregor.
So that's interesting. Till the fists start flying. If somebody else came in at them, they would all band together and nobody would touch them. But in between each other, they're all anything goes. Arguments, love, fists flying until we resolve this. So. But that's how it was, and that's what he's experienced, and that's kind of how he saw love in some sense as well, because these people cared enough of him, but also will call him out, hey, and then if you don't accept that, well, now there's about to be a fisticuffs. So that's interesting way to put it.
He's out. I think he took it too far.
Yeah.
I think the boy saw red. I think he hit him too hard. Now he's face down on the pavement with a face full of tar. Mad how small altercations can define who we are. That's my cue. I guess it's time to head home. Bittersweet.
So that's my cue. That feels like okay, so yeah, obviously I pushed enough today, so I need to go home and then reset, and then. But then again, you know, this was such a crazy high for me that I'm probably going to maybe do it again.
On my high found its way to below. And I've said it once before, as above, so below.
Yes.
Living on the streets of Britain, you just go with the flow.
Yes.
But I'm done. I'm out for the night. As the sun paints the pavements, I'll turn out the light. White noise on the radio to quiet my mind. I always was an overthinker, just the way I'm designed.
Just the way I'm designed, was an overthinker. So even laying down finally, and sometimes because you overthink, you need to go and get that out of your brain. And so high adrenaline rush and doing stuff and hanging out and just constantly going until you just cannot handle it anymore. You hope that the best thing that will happen is your brain will not overanalyze things and not just spin everything in your brain until you can actually get some sleep, you can actually get some rest and feel somewhat back to balance. But yeah, everything that he's done, everything that he's seen, everything that he's been through, it's shaped him. That's also where the home is. That's no matter what it is, that's where he grew up. That's where emotional and intellectual and soul and body, everything shapes based on those environments. And then you remember those stories, you remember those things that made you who you are, and then you put them into lyrics, which just is just so crazy talented.
Britain, drink it down and moan about the weather. When it's all said and done, we'll be in it all together.
It's always cloudy.
Boys, we'll be like it forever. It's a bittersweet symphony with birds of a feather. Cause it's a
This part here, I feel like with the lyrics that from the song, actually, the lyrics that he's singing right here, he didn't take those lyrics and said, okay, you know what, I'm going to write a song, rest of the song based on just to match that somehow. No, he took those lyrics and he made a whole story that complements it and that lifts it up and joins it together. He made a massive amount of respect towards those lyrics, and then he just created something that will match together and not just either overpower it, underpower it, or just be, you know, hey, this is the melody, this is the lyrics I took, yay. No, he actually put his soul and heart into it and say, you know what, give me these lyrics and I will not overshare, I will not overpower him, but I will lift him and I will create the rest of the story to fit it. Excuse me.
So sweet symphony that's life.
Sounds so good, man.
Trying to make ends meet. You're a slave to money, then you die.
Yeah, he took it's so well done. And so now if you take some of those meanings from the original lyrics to this, it just matches it really, really well. This is great. Yeah, I'll check out the Children of the Moon, Wicked Ways, Crash for Elements, and acoustic stuff, and the Chris Webby stuff, and then more. I know there's more, but I wanted to look this in and see what this is about. This is great, and it's such a different listen than actually the first one. The first one was a little bit more like, okay, I'm proud, this is where I'm at, but this one was like, still, yeah, I'm proud, this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm from. But listen to these lyrics one more time. There's much more to this. There's much more in them. So let's just break it down a little bit and then pay attention to the story I'm painting and where my journey is going and where I'm coming from and who I am. And so saying all those things out loud is extremely therapeutic, especially for an artist such as him, what he's been through. So yeah, this was great. Ren, man, if you're watching this, I'm not sure if you are, you're probably not, but this was amazing. Keep doing what you're doing and keep being who you are. To everybody else, thank you very much for joining, and thank you for listening and watching, and I will see you guys at the next one.